Well, I can give you an indication of how steep the hill is that we have to climb, psychologically with the woke. And this was borne in to me very vividly when I last saw you speak in public. This was when you came out to California, and you were speaking at Pepperdine, which is a college in Los Angeles, and my wife Annika and I were sitting in the audience, and you gave your life story at the beginning, which should be sufficient to inspire compassion and understanding in really any audience, as a preamble to your then saying some honest and critical things about Islam and about specifically about the rights of women under Islam. And as you transitioned into saying these, again, perfectly sensible, really indisputable things about just what it's like to be a woman in many Muslim countries and in many Muslim communities, even in the West, Annika and I heard two young white women, almost certainly students at Pepperdine, in the row behind us, begin to give voice to their disgruntlement, right? And it's like your preamble about everything you experienced, from Somalia onward, and through the murder of
Theo.
your friend, and your just all of the machinations required to keep you safe and all of that. They would cut you absolutely no slack, as though slack were even needed, because again, nothing you were saying was disputable, right? And
Right.
and they got so pissed off at a certain point that they just walked out, right? So I literally heard
Right.
your blasphemy detonate, in the minds of two young women sitting behind me. And irony of ironies, these were
Right.
almost certainly. I mean, these were two white girls who were almost certainly well off and as insulated from the real problem of gender inequality as any
Yeah.
two young women on earth. Right? It's like they know nothing of the
Right.
struggle of which you were speaking, and yet they were totally satisfied that they had the moral high ground here, and they found your transgressions against their pieties so intolerable that they had to storm out of the room. Right? They couldn't suffer another sentence coming from you, and so this was just amazing to witness. And I mean,
Yeah.
they were vocalizing a fair amount of this. So again, this does not require telepathy on my part. It's like they were wearing their offense literally on their
On their
faces.
sleeves.
But anyway, that's what we're dealing with. It's we have a generation of people who have acquired certain beliefs, and they have been protected. These beliefs have been systematically protected from criticism. And again, to cut everyone a little slack here, it is a problem of information siloing, right? People are just not. Everyone's in an echo chamber. Everyone, and on this particular issue, even reading the New York Times daily keeps you in an echo chamber. I mean, there are recent jihadist decapitations on the streets of Paris, and to read the first articles that came out in the Times, you would think that Parisians were walking around, accidentally falling on sharp objects and cutting their own heads
Yeah.
off, right? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
bonkers.